Alright, so today's video is played over some footage from Battlefield 1 during the Squads Livestream event. And welcome to part 2 of my War Stories series. So I'm going to make this one a little bit more vague today, simply because I'm not trying to get in trouble. There's going to be a couple different stories in one today. Let's start off with a story about EOD bots. We were in our location, and we had a couple of EOD bots. We had one that looked more like the traditional Battlefield 4 EOD bot, and another one that was much bigger. It wasn't necessarily, it didn't have a gun on it, so it wasn't like the Roar from Battlefield 4, but it was very similar in size. And we had a few idiots. And so obviously when you have two expensive pieces of equipment and idiots, what do you do with them? Well, of course, you fight them. So that's what happened. There was an empty concrete pad that we were getting ready to put a tent on for housing. So we didn't have, there was nothing on it yet. So of course it was just a big empty battleground. You call it like Battlebots, like that show. So we had taken out these two different EOD bots and put them on the concrete pad. I didn't do it personally, but I was there, so I watched it because, of course, it was funny, even though they were a bunch of idiots, and I knew they were probably gonna cause some issues with these EOD bots. So they got them all set up, controllers out, everything was going. They got them. They were out playing with them, trying to get the motions down, figuring out how to use them and what did what, and basically just getting the lay of the land, trying to figure everything out. Once that was done, they figured everything out, they had it all going good. They started to have organized battles with the two EOD bots. Started out with just a little back and forth, just running into each other and kind of just looking stupid and uneventful, until they started figuring out how to use the arm to their advantage, their little boom arm that is actually on, it was more of a shovel on an actual EOD bot instead of a blowtorch like you would see in Battlefield 4. So these two idiots would grab other parts of the opposing EOD bot and hold it down, and we would essentially come to score it like a wrestling match. If you were able to keep it held down in a position for, I don't know, I can't remember exactly how long, but if you held it down for so long, you won that round. And I will get to exactly what happened to the loser of this match after I'm done explaining a little bit more about these EOD fights. So after a while, these guys just constantly just going back and forth, just hitting each other with the arms and messing with each other and kind of screwing around in person too, trying to like shoulder check them into screwing up so that the other person would have the advantage. After doing this for about, I'd say, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes, they kind of got really competitive. So the last round between these two idiots was going good. They had a couple of hold downs for a second. Nobody was seemingly in the lead until the big EOD bot got its big old shovel hand thing lodged in the track of the little EOD bot, and there is quite a bit of tension in these arms where it's got some strength to it. It's got a little bit of leverage. So, idiot controlling that one hit the little joystick thing and pushed it a little bit too far and flung the little EOD bot up in the air. And it did, I don't know, probably 5-6 rotations before it hit the ground again. After it hit, you see an arm fall off, you see a track break, and you just see random little pieces of gear falling off this little EOD bot. And it was broken. These two idiots broke an EOD bot because they wanted to fight him. I'm going to put in there that these two idiots outranked me, so even if I were to say anything, it wouldn't have mattered. So obviously, it really wouldn't have mattered, so that idiot lost, and So it came down to another bright idea. What the loser of the match had to do. So obviously, after breaking this material, they decided, let's get out the EOD suit and make the loser walk around in the EOD suit. If you haven't seen an EOD suit, it is a huge, just giant piece of crap Kevlar thing that supposedly helps you during an explosion, which it doesn't, but that's neither here nor there. So, the loser of this match gets in the EOD suit, and it's about, I don't know, 115, 120 degrees out Fahrenheit, freedom units, and so he walks around, and we make him do it for 30 minutes, and he's got to do various exercises while in the EOD suit. We make him jog in place, which is more just like a weird wobble because it's impossible to jog in that thing. They make him do push-ups. They try to make him do sit-ups, but obviously you can't do sit-ups in that thing because it's impossible. You look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And it gets to a point where we can tell that he is sweating bullets because you can see it through the hood, the weird glass helmet thing that he's got on, and he starts getting sick, and so what else would you do? So he throws up in the suit, right in the glass hood, right in the bubble, and it just sticks there. So then he's just walking around. He's got no clue where he's going because it's just vomit in the glass bubble, so you can't see where he's going. So the first idiot who won, and another idiot, which I'm nowhere near going to say what he was or who he was because he way outranked me, he gets down on all fours kind of like a table and gets behind him. And so idiot number one, who won the game, goes up to him and pushes him over him. And so he kind of falls backwards like a, I don't even know how you'd explain it, but he had his back to the guy who was on his knees, on all fours. And the guy who was in front of him pushed him backwards over him, so he fell back. So when he landed, all of the vomit went right into his face, and obviously made him vomit again. So that was gross. But then we get him up, we pull him up and take the helmet off, and take his stupid EOD suit off, and we get looking at the helmet, and he broke it when he landed on the rocks. The helmet had a giant crack down the center of it, and it was broken. So there was another piece of EOD equipment that was broken. All in all, there was a few, probably $20,000 to $30,000 worth of equipment that was broken. So yeah, there's kind of a moral to this whole story, is that people may be in a position of power, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're any smarter than you. And in fact, in this case, they're dumber than you. So if an idiot tells you to do something and it's stupid, or if an idiot starts doing something, make sure you say something, because stupid stuff like this happens all the time. Happens in every job. It just happens to go on a little bit more often in jobs like the army, where dumb people are allowed to be in charge of other dumb people. So I hope you enjoyed my stupid story of stupid people, and stick around. I got more. There's more funny, there's more serious, and next week we'll go back to the more serious tone. Take it easy.